We're at the North Suburban Library System, and I'm talking to two of my colleagues who also work here. On my first left is Sharon Ball, who's the grants coordinator, and on her left is Kay Schlump, who's the project coordinator for Digital Past. What is Digital Past?
Digital Past is our local history digitization project.
Is it old?
It started in 1998, so it's almost 10 years old.
Who owns this stuff?
These are owned mostly by libraries and museums in the North Suburban area.
And what would that URL be?
It's www.digitalpast.org.
And Sharon, I know you to be a grants writer par excellence, so how did you get involved with Digital Past?
Well, I've always been a really big fan of Digital Past. I know how much it means to our libraries, and not only our public libraries, but our corporate libraries as well, and our museums. And I saw an opportunity for North Suburban to apply for some money for funding to digitize some Native American artifacts. And of course, we have the wonderful Mitchell Museum of the American Indian in our area. So Kay and I approached Janice, and we asked if this would be something she'd be interested in doing, and she was just thrilled. And I was able to secure some funding. In fact, we've had 2 years of funding from the Bay and Paul Foundations. It's a private foundation out of New York City. They have a special interest. It's near and dear to their heart, the Chicago area, as well as Native American culture and artifacts. They also are big fans of submitting or paying for the preservation and conservation of these items.
And now let's go look at it at the museum.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
We're at the Mitchell Museum of the American Indian in Evanston, Illinois, and I'm talking to Janice Klein, who's the executive director. Hi, Janice.
Hi, glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you, and you've got some pretties to show
Oh,
us.
absolutely lovely things. And one of the best things about them is you don't have to come to the museum to see them. You can see them online.
Online?
Yes.
How's that?
Well, we're very fortunate to be part of the Digital Past project.
Oh, yes. I know about Digital Past.
And we worked with Kay and Sharon at North Suburban Library System to get our collection online. We're the first museum to have three-dimensional objects on their site, and part of the reason that we were able to do it was through a very generous grant from the Bay and Paul Foundations. Although the libraries and most people think of Digital Past as a way to see objects and learn about them, museums also think about digital imaging as a way to preserve objects.
Of course.
Because if you have a picture online, people don't have to look at all the objects all the time.
Yes.
So if somebody just wants to know what we have, they can look at the image online. Or if they want to do research, they can look through the images and decide which pieces they really want to look at.
Oh, to come and see it in person, as it were.
Exactly.
So now, this array of things, have you particularly chosen these?
Yes, these are pieces that I believe, although I haven't checked every one, are part of the Digital Past website now.
Are these, I mean, can I touch them? Are they rare?
Well, they're not. Some of them are more rare than others. We try very hard to limit the touching of them. The baskets and the dolls particularly have little bits and pieces that are a little fragile.
Sure.
So usually if we handle them with gloves, and we store them carefully in appropriate acid-free materials, tissue or bags and boxes, so that they will be around for generations to come, we hope. Dolls and baskets tell the entire life story of Native Americans.
Really?
Baskets are used for at birth, for cradle boards. They're part of the spiritual life. They sometimes are used in ceremonial activities. And dolls are replicas of everything that people do in daily life. They're not just playthings, but they're actually made to look exactly like what grown-ups do. And you'll see in some of these dolls, and I'm just going to hold this one up. This is a Iroquois male doll. It's and you can see that the clothing is very, very detailed.
Oh, it is. Look at those little moccasins.
Everything, the edge beading, all of
Yes.
these things is exactly what a grown-up would wear.
But no face.
No face, and that's particular to the Iroquois cornhusk dolls. But the little girls learn to do their beadwork by making their dolls.
So it's like a sampler where you learn how to embroider.
And here's another one. This is a Plains doll from North Dakota, and you can see just how incredibly detailed the beadwork is, and that is exactly the way an adult dress would be made, and that was made so the little girl would learn how to do the beadwork.
And the hair, is that real hair?
This is horsehair.
Oh, okay.
This is horsehair, and this is horsehair, and you can see this one is made of yarn. So they used the materials that were available.
Now, the baskets, are they from different
They're
Indian?
all from different areas, and I brought up a sample so you could see the wide range. This is this beautiful colored decorative one is a Hopi weaving, and it was used as a platter. Now they're also making them now for decorative use, and you can go and buy ones that are made for tourists.
Is this some kind of reed? Or?
It's wicker, actually, and it's dyed these colors before they weave it. This basket is woven from honeysuckle vine, and it's Cherokee. And it's a very contemporary piece, probably made in the last 10 or 20 years, but it's one of the kinds that was made by the Cherokee way back into the last 100 years or so.
So you're still collecting?
Oh, we are still collecting. What I tell people is we collect from all areas of North America, from earliest times, about 10,000 years ago when Indians first came to North America, to this afternoon, because we collect very contemporary material.
So if somebody watching this has something, do you want to see
We
it?
would love to see it.
Do you reject?
We don't, actually, for the most part. There may be some things. If it's native made, we're happy to have it in our collection, because even things that are not what they call museum quality, we have touching tables where children can come in and handle things, and we have loan boxes that go out to the schools. So things that may not be in the best condition or the best quality can be used for hands-on.
So this is a wonderful project, and I believe, if memory serves, the generous Bay and Paul Foundation has given 2 or 3 grants.
2 grants. We're working on our second grant. The first grant was for baskets. The second grant, which we're working on now, is dolls and toys. One of the wonderful things about that grant, which is an add-on for us, although people who see Digital Past may not see it, is that because the foundations are so interested in conservation, we have been able to do condition reports on each doll or each basket, which really writes up what is going on, the condition, whether they're loose beads, whether they're things that are frayed, and it will allow us to go through those reports and make determinations on what things may need conservation. And I want to say that it really is worldwide, because I have gotten emails from people who've seen the baskets on Digital Past from California and Washington and Alaska, and have said, we have a similar basket now. What information do you have about this one? Because we're trying to figure out where this one in our collection may have come from.
Very interesting.
So we know that it's working.
Well, this is just fascinating. Thank you so much
My
for sharing
pleasure.
your knowledge and your experience and these wonderful treasures.
Oh, we're delighted.
We're celebrating the 100th episode of What's New in Libraries with this particular episode, and you're part of the celebration. It's been 8 or 9 years since